Two of the most respected names in maxi scooters go head-to-head for 2026. The Burgman 400 leans into comfort, storage, and low-speed ease, while the Forza 350 chases sportier styling and tech. Here's how they compare across 9 key points. The Burgman 400 relies on a 400cc liquid-cooled DOHC single-cylinder engine with 4 valves, fuel injection, and a fully automatic CVT. Suzuki's own materials describe it as delivering strong low to mid-range torque with power building toward the top of the rev range, and independent spec trackers put output in the neighborhood of 30-31 horsepower with roughly 26 to 36 newton-meters of torque depending on the source and market. The Forza 350 uses a smaller but modern 330cc ESP Plus single with programmed fuel injection, putting out 29 horsepower at 7,500 RPM and 31.5 to 32 newton-meters of torque at 5,250 RPM. On paper, the Burgman's larger displacement gives it a slight edge in outright torque and low-speed shove, useful when carrying a passenger or climbing highway on-ramps. The Forza counters with a more revised, efficiency-focused engine tune for 2026, meeting Euro 5 Plus standards with updated ECU mapping and a revised catalytic converter. In real-world riding, both scooters comfortably handle highway speeds, but the Burgman's bigger single feels a touch stronger off the line, while the Forza spins more freely and feels marginally quicker to rev. The Burgman tips the scales at roughly 215 to 18 kilograms, 473 to 481 pounds, a genuinely substantial machine for a scooter, while the Forza 350 comes in at about 186 kilograms, 410 pounds, wet, nearly 30 kilograms lighter. That difference is immediately felt at parking lot speeds and in stop-and-go traffic, where the Forza's lighter chassis makes it noticeably easier to muscle around. The Burgman, however, carries its weight low, which helps stability at speed and on the highway, and its 15-inch front and 13-inch rear wheels, versus the Forza's 15-inch front and 14-inch rear, contribute to a planted, motorcycle-like feel in corners. The Forza's tubular steel underbone frame and shorter 2.4-meter turning radius make it the more agile, city-friendly option, while the Burgman rewards riders who prioritize long-distance composure over nimbleness. The Burgman 400 runs a telescopic front fork with 4.3 inches of travel and a link-type monoshock rear, paired with dual 260mm front disc brakes and a 210mm rear disc, all backed by standard ABS. The Forza 350 uses 33mm telescopic forks with 100mm of travel up front, and twin rear shocks with 115mm of travel and 7-stage preload adjustability, plus Nissin dual-piston calipers on 256mm front and 240mm rear discs with 2-channel ABS. The Forza's adjustable rear shocks give riders a way to fine-tune the ride for solo or 2-up use, a feature the Burgman doesn't directly match. Braking feel on both is confidence-inspiring for the class, with ABS as standard equipment on each, though the Forza's Nissin components have a reputation for slightly sharper initial bite. This is arguably the Burgman's strongest card. Suzuki's official underseat compartment is rated at 42 liters, large enough for 2 full-face helmets. And the bike adds 2 front glove box-style compartments, a 2.8-liter unit on the left and a 3.5-liter unit on the right, the latter with a DC power outlet. The Forza 350's underseat storage is smaller, but still practical, also fitting 2 full-face helmets, with a USB Type-C socket in the front glove box for charging. Riders who need to haul extra gear, groceries, or overnight bags will likely find the Burgman's cavernous underseat space more accommodating, while the Forza keeps things tidier and slightly more modern in its charging provisions. Here, the Forza 350 pulls ahead. It features a 5-inch full-color TFT display with Honda RoadSync integration, enabling smartphone-connected navigation, calls, and music access directly from the dash. It also includes an electrically adjustable windscreen with 180mm of travel, letting riders dial in wind protection on the fly. The Burgman 400, by contrast, sticks with a more traditional analog LCD hybrid instrument cluster. analog speedometer and tachometer dials flanking a digital display for odometer, trip meters, fuel gauge, and clock. It's clean and legible, but it doesn't offer smartphone connectivity or an electric windscreen. For tech-focused riders, the Forza's dash and road sync system represent a meaningful generation-ahead advantage. Both scooters include switchable traction control as standard, marketed as traction control on the Burgman and Honda selectable torque control on the Forza. Each system is designed to reduce rear-wheel slip on wet or loose surfaces, and both can be turned off via a handlebar control. ABS is standard on both models as well, dual channel on the Forza and a two-wheel ABS setup on the Burgman. The Forza adds an emergency stop signal that automatically flashes the rear indicators under hard braking, a small but useful visibility feature the Burgman doesn't list. Overall, the two are closely matched on active safety tech, with the Forza holding a slight edge through its ESS function. The Forza 350 is the more efficient of the two, with Honda citing a range up to 344 kilometers, about 214 miles, on a full tank thanks to its smaller, updated ESP Plus engine. The Burgman 400, with its larger single-cylinder engine, returns real-world economy estimates in the 60 to 70 miles per gallon range, according to multiple spec trackers, translating to roughly 200 miles of range from its larger 13.5-liter, 3.6-gallon tank. Both are genuinely economical compared to full-size motorcycles, but the Forza's smaller displacement, efficiency-tuned engine gives it a practical edge for riders logging long daily commutes who want to stretch fuel stops further apart. The Burgman's seat height sits around 755 millimeters, about 29.7 inches, a figure most sources agree makes it approachable for shorter riders despite its bulk. And its stepped two-up seat with an adjustable backrest adds genuine touring comfort for both rider and passenger. The Forza 350 sits a bit taller at 780 millimeters and offers an upright, confidence-inspiring riding position better suited to city commuting and quick stops. Passengers on the Burgman benefit from a plusher, more motorcycle touring-style perch, while the Forza's sportier GT scooter stance favors riders who want a slightly more engaged, less sofa-like seating posture. Pricing tells much of the story about who each scooter targets. The Burgman 400 carries a US MSRP of $8,949, positioning it as a premium, feature-rich maxi-scooter that competes with small displacement motorcycles on price. The Forza 350, largely sold outside the US market, carries estimated pricing in the roughly $5,650 to $6,900 range depending on market and configuration, considerably less expensive. For buyers prioritizing value, the Forza's lower price paired with its lighter weight and stronger tech package makes it look like the shrewder buy, while the Burgman's higher price reflects its larger engine, bigger storage, and more substantial highway touring credentials. Neither scooter is a clear-cut winner across the board. They're built for different priorities, and the better choice really comes down to what a rider does most often on two wheels. The Suzuki Burgman 400 is the better choice for riders who want maximum storage, a plusher two-up seat, and confident highway stability, and who don't mind its extra weight and higher price. It feels like a scaled-down touring motorcycle wearing scooter bodywork, and that shows in how settled it feels at sustained speed with a passenger and luggage aboard. The Honda Forza 350 suits riders who value agility, modern connected tech, better fuel economy, and a lower price point, making it the sharper daily commuter. Its lighter weight and tighter turning circle pay off every single time it threads through gridlock or gets muscled onto a center stand. Neither bike is objectively wrong for the class, they simply optimize for different days in the saddle. If storage capacity, seat comfort, and highway touring composure top the list, the Burgman 400 is worth its premium. If daily agility, fuel efficiency, and connected tech matter more than outright cargo space, the Forza 350 is the smarter buy, and the one that leaves more money in the bank. Test riding both back-to-back, ideally with a helmet and a full tank, remains the best way to settle which set of trade-offs actually fits a given rider's routine.